Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, guys, it broke and I had to fix it. You may have mentioned, remember me mentioning last week that Meredith's pool pump, the motor burned up. Remember the smoke, the magic smoke came out of it? I showed you that little video. Check that out right there. Ooh, that was some nasty, nasty stuff. Well, I ordered a new one off Amazon. Now the replacement one, the direct replacement by Hayward, was about 500 bucks. And I found one on Amazon for, gosh, half that price. And so went ahead and went with the cheaper one, got it in, and I went ahead and installed it. Now guys, before I changed that pump out, that water was emerald green. Oh no, not even emerald green. It was swamp green. I'm talking swamp green. And I got it out now. I got the pool pump in and I got it going. I've had it going. I put some chemicals in there, and you can see it's already starting to clear up a little bit. Stuff starting to drop to the bottom. It was actually an easy job, but it was a nasty, nasty mess having to backwash, rinse, and then of course chemicals and all that stuff. Let's go back and check you. I'll show you what the pump I put in what looks like. I went ahead and turned the pump off because it was a little bit louder back here, and I didn't want the microphone to be oversaturated with the pump. But actually it's not very loud, but back here right at it, it may seem like that to the microphone. Anyway, this is the direct replacement. It's not OEM, it's not Hayward. You don't see Hayward on there, but guys, it looks just like it. I'm talking from the ground mount to the plug to the pump to everything else, the filter housing, everything looks just like it. And so far, and it is blowing the water out. I mean, it is circulating way better than the old one she ever had did. Now, I don't know if y'all been watching Simple Life Reclaim, but they just got a new pool, and Gary's talking about how much he has to add chlorine and use those little floaty things. I sent them this yesterday saying, you guys need to get one of these. This is an inline chlorinator. I can put like 12 of the 3-inch chlorine pucks in there, and it will just last a week. And you can adjust right here, the dial, how much chlorine you want, and no floaties, right? No floaties up there at all. No floaty chlorinators. This will regulate the chlorine in the pool, and it goes in between the pump, the filter, and then straight into the pool. That way you don't push any chlorine through your pump or filter or anything. It works amazing. And I am super excited how that's turned out. I got a lot more chemicals to add to this, and filtering and vacuuming and all that before it's crystal clear. Guys, it was crystal clear last week right before that pump went out. That's how the rains just make everything turn green so quickly. But Meredith's happy it got changed out, and I do have to order some hoses. This hose right here is leaking, and you can see it leaking right there. Drip, drip, drip. I ordered 2 of those and some more Teflon tape and stuff, so I needed some Teflon tape. I had some for the pump when I was putting it in, but the other end of that hose I ran out, so I need a little bit more on that to be 0 leaks on this system. It is a windy day here in West Tennessee. I'm sitting over here in the shade in the corner of the pool area. Meredith's roses are blooming. She has roses all along this fence line over here. They're beautiful, beautiful. And I figured if I got in this little alcove right here, the wind would be a little less severe for the microphones. We got rain coming, guys. Rain. So I knew I needed to get this done. I don't want to be right here working on electrical stuff in the rain. But Tim, what about your solar? You gotta work on your solar in the rain. That's true. Luckily, I've got a couple projects I can do inside the solar shed. If it's pouring down rain, and if it's just lightly raining, I can work running the wires under the solar panels, because guys, I've got to get all 48 of those solar panels wired up. Right now I'm using about 15, 20 of them for my temporary solar, my Jackery, my Blue Eddy, and I'll leave some of those on the Jackery, but I've got to wire those strings up for permanent use, get the wires ran down the columns to those DC disconnects, and once I get that done, then I can call, well, I got a couple other things, but I'll be doing, when it's raining. but I can call to get the rough-in inspection. Of course, the inspector ain't gonna come out for the rough-in inspection until the rain stops. He's not gonna come out there and check all that out with it raining. But yeah, so guys, only a few more weeks or so of electrical on the power shed and solar, and then we should start to be able to move on in on the off-grid barn house. That's the plan. Is as soon as I get the final inspection for the solar, probably maybe even before the final inspection, I'll actually start moving over to the off-grid barn house job, because it's a transition. Because once I get the power going on the solar, then I got enough to make sure that I've got enough for all the equipment we'll need for the off-grid barn house build. Meredith's at work right now. I stayed here this morning to finish this job up, and then I'm going home and getting right to work before the rain comes. Hopefully the rain doesn't come today and I can get a big giant outside job done. I do have a video coming out today, which you've probably already seen on RidgeLife, of solar fire protection. You know, a lot of you had said, what are you going to do about fire? Do you have the proper ventilation? Do you have fire extinguishers? What about your lithium batteries? You know, all those things. Well, I addressed them today on RidgeLife, if you haven't seen it. I'm actually separating those that video into a RidgeLife's reviews and how-tos video, a little more condensed, a little more about specs and stuff. So if you're interested in that, go check out RidgeLife's reviews and how-tos. I'll have more videos coming out on that channel pretty soon as well. Of course, if you watch RidgeLife, you get the longer unedited versions, right? The actually watching me install and doing all that stuff. So if you just like watching the work, RidgeLife. If you want the specs and stuff more, RidgeLife's reviews and how-tos, and specifically how to do things. RidgeLife Ramblings, we just talk about it over here. If you're watching right now, this is RidgeLife Ramblings, and you don't see much work on RidgeLife Ramblings. But this is where we just talk about the things we've done and gonna do, like this pool right here. This is one of the largest pools. I think it's like a 33 feet in diameter. I used to have one like this a long time ago when I lived in Arkansas. Yeah, that's right, I lived in Arkansas. I was working in a steel mill in Arkansas before I transferred to the Memphis, Tennessee division. But I had one like this, big deck around it, very similar to Meredith's, and so I knew a lot about above ground pools. Now I also had an in-ground pool when I lived in Memphis, when I had a house there. Not the last house. You remember we just had a pond there, and guys, actually I'd prefer a pond over a pool. Now if you got kids and stuff, you know, young kids, and they want to swim in the pool and all that stuff, once you get older, I'd much prefer a pond. I can just as well sit out in a lawn chair and throw a line in a pond and catch a couple little bitty bluegill or something, and not have to maintain it like you do a pool. You know what I'm saying? Every week having to do chemicals and backwash and doing all those things, you know. So when you get older, pools look nice, but I think a pond is more down my alley. So when we build the ridge, I've already told Meredith if she still wants a pond by then, not pond, I want a pond. She doesn't want a pond. She says ponds breed mosquitoes and do all that stuff. That's why you keep it far enough away from your house, right? At the old property, I had it way, way, way back there, so mosquitoes were not an issue. And I'll have the same thing on the ridge. The ponds will be around the pastures, right? So you can still have a little looking area, you know, and shaded fishing area and stuff like that. But if she wants a pool, and both start with a P, don't they? If she wants a pool at the house, then I'll make sure we worked on that together and we get that done for her. Ooh, the Easter lilies are starting to come up. Not the Easter lilies, the day lilies. Yeah, Easter lilies, woo, way back. No, the day lilies are starting to pop out. I see they're almost ready to bloom. That means summer is right upon us, guys. I mean, this spring doesn't seem like it was here very long. It was like cold and dry, and then wet and dry, and wet and dry, and then wet and warm, wet and cold. Our springs here in West Tennessee are like every season condensed. If you wait an hour, you'll probably experience the next season. If you wait another hour, you'll probably experience a season previous. So that's how it works here in West Tennessee. All the animals are taken care of, guys. The chickens over here at Meredith's, the Silky, I believe it's a rooster. I believe Jeff from Bobblehead gave us the lowdown on what was a male, what was a female. Now I showed you on a rambling video the other day. I think he's right. I think he's right. That silky looks like a rooster, which is fine. I love a silky rooster because he has this big head plume. This big fuzzy white head plume is so pretty. And Gary, the golden one, he's getting huge too. And Scary, the Australorp, the black one, he's getting huge. That little one is still small. It really is. That little one is still small. But chickens are doing fine. Once they get a little bit bigger, probably after the wedding, I'll be bringing them, integrating them over onto the Ridge property. Speaking of wedding, Meredith and I made some of our final preparations yesterday, and now we've got to go to Arkansas and get our marriage license. We're going to go ahead and get our marriage license ahead of time, get some paperwork done, things notarized and everything, and then we'll be ready for the wedding when it comes up. Guys, it's very soon. It's I will tell you this, it's within the next month or so, right? Which is, you know, counting down the minutes. Oh, and I did say, oh, sorry, I kicked the camera there. Probably a day or so before the wedding, I will announce it. That way those that are attending that are YouTubers can freely talk about it on their channels, saying they're on their way to Tim and Meredith's wedding and, you know, all that. I'd hate for them not to be able to make videos of where they're going and what they're doing, you know. So I'll announce the wedding a day or so before, that way that they can, you know, do their videos as well. So, all right, guys, I think I gotta add some more chemicals to the pool one last time, do some dipstick checks, make sure the chemicals are adjusted just right, and then I gotta head over to the Ridge. It's still early in the morning. The sun's just coming up over the hill behind me, and gotta get some work done. So guys, I love every single one of you. Hope you enjoyed today's video of fixing this green, nasty pool. It was bad. And if you did, give it a big old thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Hit that notification bell right down there to be notified anytime a new video comes out on one of our channels. And until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day, and go Ridge Life.